Welcome to 10-Minute Sales Training, practical sales training for everyday reps. This is short, focused coaching you can use immediately. Whether you're on the way to a meeting, in between calls, or building a team, let's get into it. In this episode, we are talking about closing without pressure. Now, a lot of sales reps are afraid of urgency. They think that urgency equals pressure, and pressure feels manipulative, so they avoid it. They present, they explain, they answer questions, and then they say something like, "Let me know what you decide." And that is where the deal stalls out. Now, here's the truth. Urgency is not about pressure. Artificial urgency is pressure. Ethical urgency is leadership. If you don't create urgency, most people will delay decisions forever because humans default to inaction. Comfort beats change, even when change is beneficial for the people. So, today, let's define ethical urgency and then how to use it without damaging trust. So first, understand this. There are two types of urgency. One is artificial urgency, and the other is real urgency. So, artificial urgency can sound like, "This deal ends today. You'll never see this again. If you don't sign it now, you'll regret it," because that feels forced. Even if it works occasionally, it damages long-term credibility. Real urgency is tied to reality. It's tied to consequences, and it's tied to timing that actually matters. So some examples of real urgency: the fact that rates can change, inventory can sell, health can shift, markets can fluctuate, problems don't improve by waiting, and habits do not fix themselves. Ethical urgency highlights the truth. It doesn't exaggerate it, it highlights it. Now, let's talk about why urgency is necessary to begin with. So, only a small percentage of people are comfortable making decisions quickly. Most people hesitate, not because they don't want the solution, but because making decisions carries emotional weight. They fear things like regret or making the wrong call. They fear change in a system they're comfortable with. Now, when someone says, "I'll think about it," often what they really mean is, "I'm uncomfortable deciding right now." Your job is not to pressure. It's to help them decide. There's a difference. Helping someone decide means that you clarify the consequences, you reduce their uncertainty, and you connect action to their priorities. So, quick break, and we'll jump into the practical side of this. Okay, here are 4 ways to create ethical urgency. First off, tie urgency to their words. The strongest urgency doesn't come from you, it comes from what they told you earlier. So, for example, saying something like, "You mentioned earlier that being without coverage would be stressful if something happened. That's why most clients in your position choose to put this in place sooner rather than later." So notice what happened there. You're not inventing urgency, you're connecting action to their concern. And that feels responsible, not pushy. If they told you cash flow is tight in slow months, tie the urgency to that. If they told you growth is a priority, tie urgency to missed opportunity. Urgency anchored in their language feels aligned. Now, next, clarify the cost of waiting. Sometimes urgency is simply highlighting consequences in a calm manner. So what you can ask is, what improves if we wait 60 days? And often the answer is nothing. Nothing improves. The risk remains, the cost may increase, opportunity might shrink. In insurance, health changes, and that matters. In B2B, competitors make moves. In retail, inventory shifts. In personal development, habits solidify. Waiting is also a decision, and it's often the most expensive one. Your job is to make that visible without dramatizing it. The calm truth is powerful. Now, next off, use decision framing. So instead of asking, "Do you want to move forward?" frame it like this: "Is there anything specific that would make you more comfortable putting this in place today?" Now you're assuming movement while inviting clarification. Or you could try something like, "Based on everything we reviewed, does it make sense to protect this now rather than revisit it later?" And that phrasing matters too. You're not asking for permission, you're guiding toward logic. Decision framing removes the emotional drama and replaces that with reason. And the last one, stay calm about the outcome. This is critical. If you need the sale emotionally, urgency becomes pressure. Clients can feel desperation instantly. If your tone tightens when you discuss timing, that tension transfers. But if you're calm and detached from the outcome, urgency feels steady. There's a mindset here called productive indifference. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means that you care about serving, not forcing. You believe in the solution, you present it clearly, you highlight timing honestly, and then you guide them to decide. But you don't chase, you don't beg, you don't talk faster when they hesitate. Calm urgency builds respect. Desperation destroys that. Now, let's address something else important here. If you consistently feel like urgency sounds pushy, then check your own belief. Do you truly believe that your product solves a real problem? If yes, then helping someone implement it sooner is responsible. If no, then you have a product or integrity issue, not a closing issue. Sales done properly improves people's lives. So guiding someone to act when action benefits them is ethical. The difference between pressure and leadership is the intent. Pressure serves you. Leadership serves them. And people can feel that difference instantly. So here's your assignment. In your next 3 presentations, before you close, ask yourself, what is the real reason acting now makes sense? Not a fake one, a real one. And then state that real one calmly, directly, without exaggerating. Pause, let it land, then ask for the decision. And when you operate that way consistently, you will close more without ever feeling pushy. All right, that's it. If this episode was helpful, send it to someone on your team. And if you're leading a sales team, feel free to use it in your next training session. If you'd like to support the show, you can find that link in the show notes. Sales is simple, but it's not easy. The more intentional you are, the better you get. I'll see you in the next one.